Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Leo. So today we're going to do an update on AMC. Before we do that, if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Helps me to stay motivated to keep making these videos for y'all. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So looking here at the Bollinger Bands, we had talked about these a little while back. How's their volatility indicator? And before you have a big rip in an asset, especially after a long consolidation period, what what you'd be looking for is the Bollinger Bands to begin squeezing down, which is what they're doing. Now, the trick is you don't know when they're going to break. All you know is that you're getting closer and closer the tighter these bands get. You're just waiting for that pop. So if you come back over here, we can see how tight the bands got before this rip, right? So started getting real tight. Then here again, they got really tight and then we ripped. So what that's telling me is that we're getting close. We're getting very close. Today's candle, Monday, has not opened yet. So once that candle does open, the Bollinger Bands will print down a little bit tighter. Depending how the rest of the week goes, we could get pretty tight. And then next week, I mean, that could be it. Heck, it could happen this week. I don't know. But just because this week's a short trading week holiday, my gut tells me probably the following week we might see something. But that's kind of where we are with the Bollinger Bands. Coming back over on AMC on the traditional chart, this is looking really good to me. So we've broken this swing, right? Because price came down, we broke it, came down. We're above the EMAs, right? They're fanning out here. We went briefly below the 200, but we couldn't stay there. So we got shot back up, come back down to test it again. And we held and we're moving away. So just looking at this, to me, reading the price action looks very good, looks very strong in my opinion. It's hard for me to illustrate to y'all what I see here just because it's more of just an experience thing. Um, Almost like an intuition, like, okay, I've seen this pattern play before. And it looks strong. That's what I can tell y'all, is that it looks strong doing this. So especially with just the way the EMAs are looking, it's coming back down and then it's pushing back up. It's holding that 200 EMA as a floor as prices are, causing these EMAs to kind of fan out, separate, and push higher. So, that looks strong to me. We're coming up here. We have a little bit of resistance around the $42 price range because it's a low volume node. As you can see, that's kind of where we're hanging out. But if we get above that, I would expect us to be able to trade within the 40, call it 42.80 to $47 price ranges. You can see there's a lot of volume acceptance there. So I would expect that if we can get up there, that would hold as strong support once we do get there. Other than that, there's not a whole lot to talk about on AMC. We're just kind of moving sideways and waiting. We're getting in between the 200% and the golden zone here. So, just historically, if we look at those levels, that's typically when you start to see more upward price movement. So as you can see here, the previous cycle, we're right there in the middle, right? And so after we get to the middle, the halfway point between the golden zone and the 200%, that's when we start trending higher. And then not until about 3/4 of the way through, so that'd be December 13th is when we really get the rip and we go higher. So we'll just have to see how that plays out going forward. But other than that, not a whole lot to update. It's just looking strong. So I am going to be out of town. I'm going to Florida and for Thanksgiving for my grandfather, and then we're going on a hunting trip. So we'll be doing that. And so I'll be out of pocket excuse me, until December. I'm flying back December 5th, so I'll be back probably making videos on the 6th. So I will be out of pocket until then. Unfortunately, I won't have a good internet signal where we're going to be hunting, so there really won't be any updates I'll be able to give. But y'all should know just from watching the videos, you should have a plan in place for exit strategy and whatnot. And I wouldn't be able to live stream or anything during the squeeze if it were to happen anyway. It's just too much of a liability for me if somebody tries to copy what I'm doing, or it's just too really. I mean, it's just too big of a distraction. I need to be focused on my trading whenever it's happening, and not answering questions. It's just I have too much risk on the line to not be doing that, unfortunately. But y'all should. I mean, have your plan in place and execute it. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all soon. Take care. Oh, and have a happy Thanksgiving.